Hey, good morning. It is Ben at 10. I'm meteorologist Ben Peine. And hey, we got a guest this morning, Mark Glenn.
Morning.
Thanks for being with us from Gotta Go Waste and Recycling and also Clark County Transfer
Correct.
and Recycling.
Correct.
All right, awesome. So thanks for being with us. He is here because you may have seen Mark out at the Clark County Fair and giving away what's right behind us here, this Yeti big cooler right here, this roadie. So we got a little exciting news on the show this morning. We're going to get to know more about Mark and also Gotta Go. First, for you guys, if you got to go out there, we want to give you a look at what's happening outside and a look at the gloomy conditions that we have. Also, we're seeing a little peak of sunshine there off in the distance. So we have a kind of a transition day today as a front is moving through this morning. It is bringing a few rain showers to the area. Here you can see a little bit of this activity on the radar and satellite, so mostly cloudy sky. You can see out to the west, just a little bit of a clearing there, moving through Crawford County, out towards Du Bois County, into Orange County, and then a few leftover, basically light rain showers, especially along and east of I-65 so far this morning. But as we back out the view, you can see the drier air to the northwest. That's what we'll be celebrating over the next couple of days as the humidity will be dropping off here nicely for us. So thanks for popping on the show this morning. Again, you're watching Ben at 10 on my Facebook page, Meteorologist Ben Peine, Extol Weather on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Like and subscribe, extolmag.com/weather as well. So again, we are here with Mark Glenn. And where did you say, Jason, that was?
Bottom.
Very bottom here. There we go. We just want people to know who we are. There we go. Sweet. So tell us, Mark, what you were part of here at Clark County Fair.
Thanks, Ben. Gotta Go Waste and Recycling. We partnered with our other sister company, Clark County Transfer and Recycling, on giving away this beautiful Yeti 48
Very nice.
yard roadie.
So should we do it? Should we get right to it?
We can.
All right. There's some rules. I got to close my eyes when we do this.
Okay.
Let's make it official here.
Do that.
I'm just proud that I get the honor to do it. You
Let's
were at the
mix
fair
them up a
for
little bit.
hours.
Well, it
all
was
week
worth
long.
it. You get to meet new people. You have people come in that have dealt with you before, whether it was with the recycling part, whether it was with roll-offs, front load dumpsters, or just using the transfer station for their personal use.
All right, so here we go. In 3, 2, 1. It is Beatrice.
Awesome.
So we've got your number. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but that is your winner right there.
Awesome. I will call Beatrice as soon as we get
Beatrice. All right, congratulations, Beatrice. Won the nice Yeti cooler right there. So tell us about Gotta Go Waste and Recycling and Clark County Transfer and Recycling. How long have you been a part of this organization? And
Well, I've been with Dan Christiani Excavating for the last 5 years.
Okay.
I've been with the Clark County Transfer and Recycling Center since 2022 when they first opened up. And a little over a year ago, I got into sales with Gotta Go Waste and Recycling, and I go out and sell front load dumpsters for the company.
Okay, and I was learning about some of your services because I've been to the Clark County landfill and several times have gone in there and gone to the very top. There's a smell you've never smelled in your life when you're up there. You get that nice dump dirt on your shoes. Maybe even in a friend's truck one time when I was out there. Not the most pleasant experience,
Right.
And I feel for the folks that work out there and that do all that work and with the dozers and everything. But there is kind of a more convenient way that you can get rid of your stuff with your operation out there. As you're heading basically out of speed on 403,
Correct.
out of Sellersburg towards Charlestown.
Yep.
What services do you have out there?
We offer an enclosed building with a roof over your head, 4 walls around your car, and a concrete floor. You're not going to get stuck. You're not going to have to worry about getting pulled out by some piece of equipment. You're not going to have to worry about a long wait there. Come in, you got friendly people at the scale house. We'll scale you in, instruct you where to go dump. You go dump, you come back. It's a very quick process, and your car is going to be clean when you go in. It's going to be clean when you come out.
And personally, because I drive up Highway 60 to get home past the landfill, and I appreciate you guys aren't taking all that way. It goes a different direction. All that goes a different direction. So what other services are we talking about with Gotta Go?
With Gotta Go, we are currently now, we got into the front load dumpster business a little over a year ago. So we're out there selling front load dumpsters to residential people if necessary. maybe out in the country. Also businesses, commercial. We also are in the roll-off business. We have roll-offs anything from a 10-yard up to a 40-yard, depending upon what your business might need.
All right, perfect. And there's a rumor going around that you're one of the nicest guys around town. So.
That's just a rumor.
We do have some comments here popping in. Beverly Haggis from Borden, Indiana. A good morning there. John Fox from the Okolona area. Good morning. And Crystal Sears from Jeff. And just another good morning here from Orlean. Thank you for those good mornings, by the way. Whitlow. And happy July. Happy July to you. It is July 1st. And we've got Vicky Berger popping in here from Salem. So we got to go do some weather. But thank you very much for stopping in here, Mark.
Thank you for having us.
And congrats to Beatrice for winning the Rody Yeti cooler right there. All right, have a good one.
You too, thanks.
All right, we're going to dive into your forecast here as we take another look outside. And we're looking at a little bit of a clearing trend here with, we've had a kind of a gloomy start to the day. This is a live look, by the way, in uptown New Albany at the corner of Vincennes and Market. And we are going to have some drier air eventually moving into our area. We'll be basically clearing out our sky hour by hour through this afternoon as far as that rain moving off to the east already in many locations. So I'm starting to see it taper off. We're seeing just a couple leftover showers here as we look at the radar and satellite. A little bit of light rain moving through Louisville right now, especially around Linden and on the east end of Louisville. Out towards Lawrenceburg, and then up to the northeast, looking at a little bit of rain shower activity up I-71 and around Bedford, Kentucky, Madison. You guys have a little bit of light rain moving through your area. So not a big deal, just a few leftover sprinkles out there. And then again, as we expand out our view, again, there is the quieter weather pattern out to the west and northwest. It's going to be heading our direction. So we are going to see the humidity dropping off a little bit. Who is in favor of a little bit lower humidity on the way tonight, tomorrow, and into the next couple of days? So we're going to get a little bit of a reprieve from the excessive heat and humidity over the next couple of days for the day 2, day 3 of July. And then as we head into the 4th of July, we start to see the heat and humidity starting to ramp back up a little bit more. So thanks again for popping in this morning. We've got Lily and Lasley here. Happy July to you. John Fox has the confirmation of a little bit of rain coming down there in the Highview area. Thanks, John, for popping on with us this morning. So we'll go back to the weather model data here in just a moment. I'm going to bring up some other stuff here for you. We've got a lot to talk about this morning. We've got some rope swing action. My kids fired up the rope swing in the pond, the good old pond. So we're going to take a look at that as well coming up here in just a minute. Play America coming up July 3rd on Thursday, my birthday, and you can register there at the LouisvilleOrchestra.org. LouisvilleOrchestra.org. It is free, though. Come on out. You don't necessarily have to RSVP, but they're just trying to keep tabs on all the folks coming out. So there you go. Looking at some more current conditions across the area. Here's the live cam at the Falls of the Ohio, and looking a little bit cloudy, but there you see on the horizon, seeing a little bit of blue sky. So I do think we're going to see more and more sunshine as we cruise into and through the afternoon as this front starts to make its way off to the east and southeast. But the deal with this front is, so we've already got a wind shift. That airflow starting to come in from the northwest, starting to push some of that rainfall out of here. But the drier air is lagging behind. So the dew points are still in the 70s, still tropical out there through the afternoon. It's not until this evening and tonight we get that punch of some drier air to slide in. So you'll notice the difference in a good way tomorrow and for Thursday before it starts to creep back up this weekend. It'll be great for the pool, the lake, the river for this weekend, but it is going to be a bit steamy out there. We got Karen Taylor popping in this morning. Good morning to you. And here we go. Head over to extolmag.com/weather. We've got our interactive radars, our forecast, of course, for you, the 7-day that I pop up every day. And there is also our live stream, our weather story. If you cruise on down to the very bottom, that is where you'll find the interactive radar here. So it is popping up the temperatures. These temperatures really aren't too bad. Again, my truck out over here does not have AC, so it was nice to have these lower 70s heading into work this morning. So there you see the rain on the interactive radar. and those temperatures in the lower 70s. So looking a little bit better. You can see that most of that rain starting to move into southeastern Indiana and into Ohio. Did you wake up to the rumbles of thunder, the thunder bumbles overnight last night? I did wake up, check the radar. There was nothing severe, but we'd had some heavy rainfall move through parts of the area last night. Happy July from Peggy Sipes. Thanks for joining us here this morning. And let me get it out of the big radar here. And I want to bring up our friendly folks at the Sellersburg campus, Ivy Tech Sellersburg campus, and to give them a shout out here. So if you want to level up, there's 42 programs offered here: entrepreneurship, advanced automation and robotics technology, automotive technology. I'm not going to say them all, but there's tons of stuff. You can see more right here. All of the different certification programs. A lot of these are 2-year programs. They transfer. There's just a lot of different ways that you can be flexible here on how you want to move forward in your career. So check that out, Ivy Tech. Very easy to do. You can head out to their campus. You can come online here and apply today. They've got their summer courses now, but August 25th is when the fall semester begins. It's the fall sessions out there. Want to give a shout out as well to Lions Roofing. LionsRoofingCo.com here, 812-294-3595, protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. You can get a free estimate right there. And there are a lot of opportunities out there here in Southern Indiana, especially at libspaving.com. That is L-I-B as in Ben, S paving.com. And there you can see all the available opportunities right there. NWSB, newwashbank.com. People you know wherever you go, banking the way you want. And again, I want to mention the upcoming concert, Play America. The entire Louisville Orchestra going to be out at the Justica Cultural Center. That's in River Ridge, a big open area. They've got the family field event, food trucks, a lot of good, fun things happening out there from 6 to 8. And then at 8 o'clock, they will have the orchestra with the conductor, Teddy Abrams, leading things out there. If you ever want to partner up with us and we can help you get that big Southern Indiana megaphone out and help your organization, your business, contact me, Ben at extolmag.com, or if you just have a weather question, Jason at extolmag.com. We've been averaging around 2 million views per month over the last 90 days just on my content. Of course, we've got a lot of other platforms, a lot of other ways to get your message out there. So thanks for tuning in. Thank you all for making this happen. If it's not for you and you being here, obviously, we wouldn't be able to do all of this here for you. So thanks for tuning in this morning. We've got a comment from Karen Taylor. Up above this gray sky is sunshine somewhere up over the clouds. Yeah, we're actually going to see that sunshine. This is just a short little visit with the clouds that we have around the area here this morning. So no big deal with that. And here's a look at that forecast here for today. Looking at your play ball forecast, upper 70s at noon, still some clouds, maybe a stray shower. We're seeing a lot of the precipitation starting to move off to the east. 88 this afternoon. It is still going to be humid out there this afternoon. It's not until this evening we get that drier air to move in. We'll see that with the weather model data. We usually dig into the weather models at around 10:20, and we'll take a look at that and look through the holiday weekend here in just a moment. UV index not as high today at 6 with the clouds that we do have around through midday, but later this afternoon that UV index might be a little bit higher than that, especially in Southern Indiana. Today's forecast for your July 1st, my favorite month, 88 degrees, trending drier hour by hour through the afternoon. Now there is one little fly in the ointment here, one little bump in the road with this. Yes, most areas will be dry this afternoon. However, as that punch of drier air moves in early evening, there could be a little pop-up shower here or there. It's going to be pretty isolated, not a big deal. So as that kind of secondary, I would say, dry front moves in, it might pop up that isolated shower. But then we're dry pretty much, or at least mostly dry for the rest of this week. So we have a wind shift. The airflow, instead of coming from the south and southwest, is now coming from the northwest today. Now that front has moved off to the southeast, northwest at around 5 to 10 miles per hour. It won't necessarily be refreshing tomorrow. You'll still know it's summertime in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees in the next couple of days. But I do think you'll notice a bit of a drop in that humidity that we've been promising for quite some time. We've been talking about this little bit of relief ever since the peak of the heat wave last week. And this is an image here from the weather models. And as I bring this up full screen, this is that drier air. So the 70s dew points are in purple. That is the ultra tropical air. And then 60s dew points, a little bit less humid. So that is what is moving through this evening here for us. Our low tonight, 68 degrees, mostly clear sky and a bit cooler. Now, there could be some foggy spots. We do have the moisture in the ground, and we're going to have a clearing sky, a light wind. We've got foggy ingredients. So there could be some areas of dense fog that form tomorrow morning, just something to keep in mind there for us. And then tomorrow's forecast for your July 2nd, after some foggy spots, upper 60s out the door. So with that drier air moving in, we can drop the nighttime temperatures a little bit. So instead of lows in the upper 70s, lows in the upper 60s. 82 at noon tomorrow, 88 for your high tomorrow afternoon with plenty of sunshine across the area. So here's a cleaner looking 7-day forecast, meaning less rain chances. So we'll have a time to get outside, mow the yard, which I need to do, upper 80s for today, near 90 for our July 3rd and Play America. And then the 4th of July festivities, 92 degrees. Looks like it is dry, high pressure building over the area. High pressure tends to give us drier weather. But as the area of high pressure starts to move off to the east, we get that return flow from the south. So that's going to bring back the humidity, bring back some warmer nighttime and daytime temperatures. So looking at 94, probably feeling like the upper 90s Saturday. So again, great conditions to be by a body of water to try to keep cooler just in the AC this weekend. 93 on Sunday. There's some hints that we could get a front to move in. These fronts this time of the year are very weak. They don't do a whole lot, but they might give us a little bit of a rain chance, that Sunday and the Monday time frame, and some upper 80s next Monday and Tuesday. All right, I want to show you something a little bit fun here. So out in our backyard, we fired up, my kids did, the old rope swing. So I'm going to bring up a few different little videos here of them having a good time. So let me get down here to the videos. There it is. All right, so this is about 30 seconds. So just give you a little background. So this rope swing is about 50, 60 foot in the air. It comes off of a very steep hill in our backyard, and you can get some decent air off of it. So here we go.
No, you won't. Just jump left.
Oh my gosh, she did it. She did it. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Okay, show me the damn paddleboard. I'm so proud of you. Yay! It was so fun.
Go land down. That was good.
Only got one.
So that was nice right there. So the first video was my daughter's friend, Harley. I think it was her first time getting on the rope swing, got a lot of air there. Then my son did a gainer, which I never taught him how to do, off of the little dock. And then his friend Landon did a backflip off of the rope swing. So having a good time out there. I might show that one more time here. It's going to cover me up a little bit. But they tied, I used to have a little seat on it. And the story behind this is my dad and I, about 10 years ago, were trying to figure out how to get a rope over this branch that's about 50, 60 feet up in the air. And it was kind of silly. It took us like a day to do it. We were trying a bow and arrow with a little string attached to it to try to get it over. And then we had the smart idea to get a big weight on the end of a fishing pole, and we got that over it. And so from the fishing line, we tied like a bigger thread to that. We got that over the limb, and then we tied that thread to the thicker rope and got that over it. Now, last year, the rope actually broke, and then we had to do that whole process over. And then the seat popped off of it, so they tied a large stick to it to get it going. So if you look closely, we've got Harley getting a lot of air, maybe like 15 feet up. My son's little gainer backflip off the dock, and then Landon's backflip. And then we'll get back to the weather models here in just a
No,
second.
you won't. Just jump left.
Oh my gosh, she did it. She did it. Yeah! Woo! Yeah! Okay, show me the damn paddleboard. I'm so proud fun.
Go land on. That was good.
Only got one.
There we go. So I try to do that once a year myself. So we'll see if I can get there, get a little dirty in the pond here coming up soon. Uh, so yeah, Karen, that is the secret behind it. How to get the rope around the limb. Wow. So Lillian says that was awesome. Thanks for thanks for bearing with me there. I just wanted to show the rope swing fun that we had yesterday evening before sunset. So now it is that time. We are going to dig into the weather models right at 10:20, as we always do. And so we are going to bring up, first look at the radar and satellite. So you can see that we have just a few rain showers starting to move off to the east. Not a big deal here with these little leftover showers. I'm going to go ahead and bring this up full screen view. We'll get my head out of the way there. So we got a little bit of rain up I-71, up in Henry County, Oldham County. And Madison had a little passing light rain shower as well. A lot of starting to move east of I-65. So through about lunchtime, there might be a stray shower or so. And then you can see that sunny sky that's going to be on the way. Look at that weather out west. There is not much happening whatsoever. Teresa with the awesome. Thanks for commenting. And so let's go ahead and bring up the models just to show you that there is a slight chance of a stray early evening shower. Not going to be a big deal either. So let's go ahead and bring up the future radar, and we'll bring up, if you're familiar with the program, we often look at the high resolution rapid refresh weather model, one of the most high resolution weather models out there. And so it shows a little bit of the activity that we have moving east of I-65 right now. So as we go hour by hour here, this is early afternoon. There you can see heading into the bluegrass is the best chance for some downpours left over. You can see southern Indiana is dry. It's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Moving into eastern Kentucky is that active weather. And then this is at 4 o'clock. So most of our day is actually going to be dry today as that front continues to slide off to the southeast. Now, here's just that kind of secondary front, I'll call it. It's that drier air pushing in. It kind of acts like a little bit of a wedge as it moves in, kind of a little dry line. So notice here, this is 8 p.m. So at 7, 8 o'clock, it is showing a chance for a couple of these isolated showers. So there is a chance for maybe that little lingering nuisance of a shower around 7, 8 o'clock as that drier air starts to move in. Notice a little bit later, if it holds together there, moving over the river towards Louisville around, say, 8, 9 o'clock this evening. Then that is it. I'm going to bring up the dew points here in just a moment, too. We've got Vicky Burgers. Looks like a fun time in the pond. It looks like pretty good size. Yeah, it's probably a little less than an acre. It's always it's just a muddy mud hole is what it is, but it's got some bass and some bluegill and probably a couple of snapping turtles that we try to keep our toes away from as well. All right, back to the weather models here. Let's bring up the dew point. So this is the main thing that's going to make things feel better. So look closely here. Dew points in the blue, those are 70 dew points. That is sticky air still over the area. So this is around 3 o'clock today. But notice in the green, that's showing dew points in the 50s and 60s. Okay, that we want green to replace the blue. And so right here, just to our north, we've already got this front moving through. So that's what has been bringing some rain out ahead of it. Now, I'm just going to call this kind of the dry line, some drier air. So that is what's going to move in later on this evening, kind of lagging behind the front. So we clear that off. And then, so this is at 3 o'clock. And we want the blue to go away. We'll see if we can get that to happen a little bit later this evening. And really, it's going to be during the overnight time when we start to see some of this drier air moving into the area. So this is at 2 o'clock. And I'm going to go ahead and go to the 48-hour HRRR. And let's check out these dew points here around the area tomorrow. So dew point, measure the water content in the air and how muggy it feels. Look at that. Look at the HRRR showing some 50s and 60s dew points. So that is going to be noticeably just more comfortable air than we've had in quite some time. Of course, that heat wave kicked in, what was it, 2 weekends ago. So we had 8 days in the 90s. Now the temperatures have backed off a little bit because we've had a little better rain chance over the last several days, but the humidity has not gone anywhere. It's been just as sticky as it's been. So this is, I would say, it's kind of the game changer here as far as making it feel better across the area. So that's a lot better. Let me bring up the NAM weather model, and let's see if we can go into July 3rd. So that would be Play America time frame. And it's trying to creep up the humidity a little bit. But I think we're really going to start to see the humidity creep up. So this is Friday, the 4th of July. It's the 4th of July. You know it's going to be hot. It's going to be humid. Typically is every year. So eventually we get a 2-day break of the humidity, and then it's going to start to ramp back up for us as we head into the weekend. Let's look at the GFS high resolution weather model. I want to see if there's a different way to show you this. Precipitable water might be a way to do that. So I'm going to go to tomorrow afternoon. So this is a really cool way to show you this. I guess I'll back this up to today. All right, this is such a good way to show you this. So everything in the the pink and the red, just think tropical air. All right, so this is all this tropical air. This is the precipitable water. So we've got drier air here, really muggy air there. So this is the transition day as we're starting to push the muggy air off to the southeast. All right, let's get back. And so let's go to tomorrow morning. Boom, look at that. It's getting shoved off to the south and southeast. So where did the muggy air go? We're along the southeast coast, the mid-Atlantic coast, the Gulf Coast, all down here where it should be. Give us a break every now and again. Now let's go into, so this is tomorrow afternoon. Notice that we still have that drier air in place here. I'm going to go into July 3rd. Still has that drier air here. But I think what you're going to notice, and I'll get back to your comments here in just a second. The real tropical stuff still southeast of us. Let's zoom out a little bit. Now, this isn't desert air. It's not super dry air like out to the west, but it's a little bit drier, a little touch of some Great Lakes air. Now, so as we go into Friday, the area of high pressure that's going to keep us pretty dry for a while is starting to slide to the east. So around that area of high pressure, so let's say the high pressure area is here. Around that, in a clockwise fashion, you get this return flow off the Gulf. And so notice the Great Plains is starting to steam back up Friday. Our humidity starts to gradually go up Friday as well. But it looks like it's not really until this weekend. So that was Friday, July the 4th. We're going into the 5th on Saturday. We're starting to see that plume of moisture, not rain, but humidity heading our direction this weekend. And then this is Sunday. So notice the mugginess returns for this weekend. It's bound to come back. But we get, again, a little bit of a reprieve from the excessive heat and humidity here for a little while. No severe weather threat today. We've got, pretty quiet conditions across the area as we dry out. Any severe weather threat here from the Storm Prediction Center is out towards DC in Baltimore and over the Appalachians. There's a little spot there in western Nebraska, South Dakota that might see a few storms today. And heading to the climate prediction centers. This is a, kind of a look down the road. This is the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. So it is showing an above normal chance of above normal temperatures over the 6 to 10 day outlook. So this is getting kind of a little bit past the 7-day forecast. This just means July is going to feel like July here. So our average high this time of year is 89 degrees. And that's something to talk about. So we went from our normal high, 88 yesterday, to 89 today. So that means we are now in what is typically, climatologically speaking, the hottest part of the year. How long does that last? Our normal high of 89 degrees goes all the way until August 19th. So July, August, no surprise, the hottest months of the year. So we are probably going to get some of these heat waves every now and again. So the normal high temperature, and they calculate this by, the National Weather Service calculates this by looking at the past 30 years. And then every 10 years, they look at the last 30 years. So every decade, they kind of recalculate it. So this is a look at averaging out highs and lows and everything over the last 30 years. And our normal high temperature is 89 degrees now today, all the way through August 19th. Our days are going to start getting shorter and shorter. Eventually, we have 9-10 sunsets here for the next week or so. And then you're going to start to see gradually earlier sunsets, kind of minute by minute. And of course, when we get those earlier sunsets, that take us all the way to the winter solstice, when our sunset by November is like 5:22 p.m. So enjoy, of course, the late sunsets. It's a little bit of twilight all the way up until about 10 p.m. And we've got Karen Taylor wanting to paint some patio furniture. Tomorrow sounds like the best time. Give it time to dry before the 4th. I think you're correct about that. So getting in some of that lower humidity air, you'll be able to do that just fine. And it looks like we're pretty much rain-free for a while as well. Mary Dale, good morning. Always good to see what's coming up. Thanks for tuning in here. And we'll get back to that forecast here in just a second. So that's the 6 to 10 day outlook from the Climate Prediction Center. And then you got the farther outlook. This is the 8 to 14 day outlook. So looking a couple weeks out, might see some slightly cooler air try to work in maybe around mid-July or so, which would not be a bad thing. We'll take, whatever kind of cool off that we can get this time of the year. All right, let me go ahead and bring up a little quick tour of the radar. Then we'll wrap things up with a look at your forecast once again. In case you're just popping in, we'll get back to that 7-day forecast. And things are looking quieter and quieter across here. We had the thunder wake you up last night. I think it was around 4 a.m. That I heard some of the rumbles of thunder. And of course, our border collie, Annie, and then our Aussie mix, I should say mini Aussie, they get a little restless. Our husky Aussie mix does not care. Desi does not care if there is thunder or gunshots in the distance. Yeah, we live in the country. There's gunshots quite often. So here's a little bit of a shower heading towards Shelbyville. Right between the shops of Simpsonville and Shelbyville is where we have a little strip of showers moving off to the east. You've dried out in Louisville now. And as we look up just east of I-71 here in Henry County, around the Newcastle area, east of Campbellsburg, Kentucky, is where we still have a shower moving through your area. Madison, that rain has moved off to the east of you. Southern Indiana, now mainly dry. There's a little sprinkle off to the northwest of Bedford, Indiana. And then let me go ahead and pop on the satellite as well, because it's pretty interesting here. It shows the sunshine is going to return. We're going to bring this up full screen. So you can see a lot of clouds, especially over Kentucky. But notice west of I-65 in Indiana, starting to see a lot more sunshine. Drier air starting to punch in. So that is gradual, more comfortable air dropping in, especially as we head towards late afternoon into the evening time. Southern Indiana gets it first, and eventually later tonight, that really tropical air will move out as we get that drier air to move into Kentucky as well. So there you can see Ohio has most of that rain that we had during the overnight. And just look at how quiet this weather pattern is off to the north and northwest of our area. So it's no surprise that we have a pretty quiet 7-day forecast. Let me go ahead and bring that up full screen. So tonight we've got a clearing sky, some areas of dense fog maybe early tomorrow morning because we got moisture in the ground from our recent rain, a clear sky, light wind, foggy ingredients for tomorrow morning. We clear that out, mostly sunny tomorrow, upper 80s, noticeably more comfortable. The nighttime low temperature is not as oppressively warm, not seeing those lows in the upper 70s, instead upper 60s for Wednesday night, right around 90 degrees for our July 3rd Thursday. And for that looks ideal for the Play America Louisville Orchestra event at the Justica Cultural Center in Jeffersonville, just a couple miles north of the roundabout there at 265 and Highway 62. Head up north to River Ridge, and then you'll get to that spot there at the Justica Cultural Center. And there's a lot of towns. I know Sellersburg's got a fireworks display. A lot of different towns, municipalities have their celebrations Friday. Pekin has their parade Friday morning, Jeffersonville parade that Angie Fenton and myself will be at 10 a.m. Friday morning. Join us out there as well. We're going to be out and about celebrating Independence Day. So 92 degrees for Friday. And then the humidity, I think you're going to notice, is going back up for this weekend. But notice with this area of high pressure, too, that we're mainly dry. The rain chance for this weekend, very low. So it should be very good, again, for the pool, the river, the lake. 94 Saturday, 93 on Sunday. And then there could be a front that tries to get close. It's a very weak front. This time of year, it's hard to change things up very much. You're talking either 90s or maybe some upper 80s. Again, our normal high is 89. We're looking at upper 80s, maybe just a slight drop in those temperatures, maybe a slight chance of a shower or storm Sunday into Monday. So upper 80s next Monday and Tuesday. Got a couple comments popping up here. Lillian Lasley popping in with have a great day. We're setting up those final comments of Ben at 10. So thanks for tuning in. Diane Bauer says, looks great. Yeah, I mean, summertime's my favorite season. July's my favorite month. The weather's looking pretty good. We've gotten rid of this extreme heat wave. So we're doing better in several different departments here, weather-wise. All right, let me bring back up this one more time here. Oh, yeah, let me bring back this one. Here we go. So here it is. Play America, a free concert. I will see you out there. Feel free to come up. If you see me, say hello. We got the food trucks out there. My family will be out there July 3rd. So this is Thursday at America Place at River Ridge, 6 to 8 o'clock at the Family Field. There are over 3,000 folks out there last time. Plenty of parking spots out there. Free parking, free concert. Louisville Orchestra, led by conductor Teddy Abrams. They're going to have classical hits. They're going to have contemporary hits for you. So come check it out. And I've actually never been in front of the full Louisville Orchestra. So I'm looking forward to this one for Thursday evening. And the orchestra will kick off at 8 p.m. Now, before that, you've got the food trucks, the face painting, crafting, the balloon creations, all different stuffs. And we've got Karen Taylor. Wonder why July is your favorite birthday or your favorite month? Maybe because it's your birthday. You might be right about that. You might just be right about that. So let me go ahead and bring this up here. And bear with me one second here. Let me remove that. And there you go. So this is a look over where this is at. So that building there that you just saw, that is the Justica Cultural Center. And then they've got all the family-friendly things. You can bring in your chairs, of course, your lawn chairs, and just have a relaxing time out there. Get some good grub. They got bounce houses, as you can see, too. Lots of fun different things for the family. This might be one of those memories that you carry with you for a long time. Maybe the first exposure to the full Louisville Orchestra that your family members and maybe the children have ever seen. So there you can see some of the images out there. All right. We're wrapping things up here on our Tuesday edition, July 1st. It's 10:40. Thank you all for being with us here this morning. And let me bring up one more thing before we wrap it all up. Oh, yeah, by the way, you can head to the LouisvilleOrchestra.org. It's not, you don't have to register, but they do encourage you to get that free RSVP for Play America July 3rd. That is LouisvilleOrchestra.org. Extolmag.com/weather, interactive radar, temperatures, winds, alerts, all right there at your fingertips. You can be your own at-home meteorologist. There's a lot of different resources for Southern Indiana and beyond here at our webpage. We've got our live stream up there. Thanks to, if you go to the live stream to YouTube, go ahead and like and subscribe. And you can see that button right there, the red one. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Get those numbers up there. A great way to just see the high definition full view of our live show Monday through Friday. Another live look outside as we look at some of the cloudy conditions still persisting over the Ohio River here with the Falls of the Ohio Foundation cam, fallsoftheohio.org. Starting to see the clouds break apart a little bit more and more, especially for areas west of I-65. And we can see that too with a live look in uptown New Albany here at the corner of Vincennes and Market. Looks like Vincennes has the green light there, and there you can see that clearing sky. If you're out early this morning, you saw a different kind of sky with all the rainfall across the area. Again, I want to thank Ivy Tech Community College there in Sellersburg. Learn all about their offerings at ivytech.edu. Summer session now, August 25th. Prepare. Maybe you've got a student that needs to get ready, have that encouragement. Don't be afraid to sign up and try something new, learn something new, get that certification. They've got 42 different programs there. You can learn more. You can contact them. You can register online for one-on-one sessions to learn more how to get tuition, financial aid, and all that good stuff right there. And August 25th is the fall session. Shout out to Lions Roofing. Get free estimates right there if you want to go to lionsroofingco.com or call them 812-294-3595. Family-owned business there in Memphis, Indiana, covering Southern Indiana into Metro Louisville and protecting your most valuable asset for a lifetime. And a lot of opportunities here in Southern Indiana. Again, this is libspaving.com, the biggest paving contractor around. And so they've got a lot of opportunities for you. If you know friend, family member, grandchild, child that needs this opportunity, let them know there is some work out there for them. NWSB, people you know wherever you go, banking the way you want it. You can go to newwashbank.com and see all of their different services and offerings right there. And one last shout out to the LouisvilleOrchestra.org. Play America. It is July 3rd. All right, that's going to wrap it up here for our Tuesday edition, July 1st. We got a good morning here from Mike Sievert, thanks for tuning in. And Janet has the tip here with the Louisville Orchestra. A full orchestra, in some ways, is the way to listen. Yes, yes, indeed, Janet. Thank you guys very much for tuning in today. We will see you tomorrow on July 2nd. We're getting closer to my birthday on July 3rd. And we've got some good things to talk about for tomorrow as well. We are right up to 10:44 on this July 1st. As always, Extol Weather on Facebook. Meteorologist Ben Peine on Facebook, Extol Media on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and extolmag.com/weather on the good old-fashioned World Wide Web. All right, let's enjoy some more comfortable air heading our way very soon. We'll talk a lot more about it on tomorrow's edition of Ben at 10. Have a good one today.